Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, I am Anna. I'm a little bit spooky and I love makeup. Today we are reviewing the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette because she is so beautiful. Spoiler, she's beautiful and just really pretty to look at, if anything. But yeah, today we're gonna review this and talk about some of the details, some tips and tricks, the formulas, and some looks that you can create with this palette to get the most out of it and see some nice variety. But before we jump into that, please feel free to like and subscribe and comment down below. Let me know what palettes you would like to see a review of next. I really love doing palette reviews and playing with palettes, and yeah, the eyeshadows are just kind of my favorite thing ever. So yeah, let me know some palettes you guys would like to see reviews of. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty of the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. So here she is, all her glory. Beautiful packaging. It is plastic rather than cardboard, which I think I do prefer the cardboard just because it's a little more eco-friendly and it keeps the cost down on the palettes. This palette actually retails for more than the Desert Dusk, and I can't remember if the new nudes retail for more or not, but yeah, this is $67 as opposed to the $65. And I don't know what it is about that extra couple dollars, but it just kind of, because it's closer to 70 and it just, no, it bothers me. I would rather cardboard packaging and keep the price a little bit lower. It's good on the bank account and it's good on the environment. But they made the choice to go with plastic packaging on all their new stuff lately and up the price. So that happened. However, we're going to look past that and we're just going to talk about the eyeshadows inside it and how pretty they are and how they perform. The Mercury Retrograde palette features a cosmic blend of 18 shades and textures balancing cool, warm tones and infinite possibilities. I don't know if it has necessarily infinite possibilities, but it does have quite a lot of variety, and it's definitely not a one-trick pony. You can get a lot out of this palette. So this palette is filled with easy-to-use combinations of dusty coppers, rosy pinks, golden taupe, and pops of purple and blue. It features 9 buttery mattes, 6 high shine creamy metallics, 1 glitter powder charged with silver sparkles, and 2 sheer multi-reflective shadows for out of this world glow. So first thing I want to talk about are those formulas. There are the metallics, which very much, they remind me of a little bit of a drier version of the ColourPop Super Shock shadows. Are like, they have that kind of putty, soft, squishy texture to them when you push down on in the pan. If you've ever felt the Fenty Diamond Balm highlighter, it has that same kind of cream to powder feel. A little bit different. I like it. I definitely like it pressed into a palette. It performs great. They perform really well on a fingertip, but they also perform fantastically with these little silicone sponge applicators. I found these apply hella good pigment. These two are from BH Cosmetics. This one's like a little detailer one and get like an inner corner, and this one of course is just a generic eyeshadow brush shape or eyeshadow applicator shape. You know, of course you can get these at Walmart, anywhere, but what's special about these, they are kind of silicone-y and reusable and very easy to clean. I believe Huda does sell something like this on her website that you can pick up. I want to say it's around 20 bucks. I'm not sure, that's a lot for an eyeshadow applicator if you ask me. You could probably get a pack of them at Walmart and get the same effect. You can also use your fingers, of course, or another thing I recommend with Huda's eyeshadow, especially her shimmer formulas, particularly in her metallics, is the NYX Glitter Primer. This will really hold on to that pigment. You will get the most bang for your buck with this one. Too Faced also makes one, but I mean, this is like $6. It has lasted me forever. I've had this since I got the Desert Dusk and it's still like almost full, like just a teensy bit. So I find the NYX Glitter Primer and those eyeshadow applicators really get the most out of the shimmers in this palette. Also, of course, applying with a finger and patting on. I don't feel like the brush really picks up the shadows very well, the shimmers and the metallics in this, just because of the type of formula they are. They're that kind of creamy, very emollient, pressed cream to powder type formula. Even though they don't feel wet to the touch, they're squishy. Like, they're kind of hard to describe. But if you felt the Super Shock shadow, it's kind of similar. They've got that same kind of bounciness to them. That's how I would describe all the shimmers, metallics, and the glitters. They kind of have that feel to them. The glitter shade Nebula, which has the sparkles in it, it is a little bit more dry feeling and it has a lot of glitters. Like, it is packed full of micro shimmers and sparkles and glitters, and it is really just kapow, like pretty. I will insert some swatches here of the shades and everything. Yeah, the mattes in this palette perform beautifully. They're all very buttery, creamy, soft, super blendable. I've never had a complaint about a Huda Beauty matte in my life. I've always found them incredibly blendable, pigmented, and just beautiful in performance, and these are no exception. They are fantastic. So other than the mattes and the metallics, you also have these two multi-reflective shadows, which I believe is Supermoon and Gold Glitch. They are actually quite opaque to me, more than what they're described as. They're pretty like easy to work with. They're kind of chunky, especially Supermoon. Supermoon's a little chunky, but very unique. I don't know if you can see here, but I'm gonna show you kind of the squishiness too. You can really like mush these around in the pan, but you get quite a lot of payoff. Let's see if I can actually get that to show. Like, they're very buttery, just emollient is the best way to describe it. Like, to me, that one shade is very opaque. Actually, none of these are sheer, in fact. I think the most lackluster one might be Ultraviolet, but you know how purples are. And even it's pretty still, and definitely has its place in the palette. Let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of these eyeshadows and look at some close-up shots of each color. First up is Cosmic, a light frosty pink with a cool undertone. Next, Utopia, peachy coral matte, very soft and blendable. Ultraviolet, mid-tone purple with cool undertones with a sparkly metallic finish. Nebula, a dark lavender with cool undertones with silver and gold glitter sparkles. Mercury, black base teal blue with teal shimmers and micro glitters throughout. Haze, sea foamy aqua matte with cool undertones. Off Balance, mid-tone pink with warm undertones, matte finish. Galaxy, champagne pink with warmer undertones and a metallic finish. Libra, mid-tone lavender with cool undertones, matte finish. Crash, cool toned mauve, matte finish. Momentum, pale peach, matte finish. Supermoon, silvery white with iridescent micro glitters, described as a sheer dimensional shade, but is actually really opaque. Vortex, deep eggplant purple, matte finish. Hot Mess, mid-tone berry with cool undertones, matte finish. Supernova, metallic pinky red with golden warm shift, pink micro glitters throughout. Karma, mid-tone coral with warm undertones, matte finish. Gold Glitch, metallic gold with pink gold sparkly shift. This one is also described as a sheer multi-dimensional shade, however it is incredibly opaque and not sheer at all. And lastly, Frazzled, metallic copper with warm golden shift. That's basically the breakdown of all the shades. I've used everything in here except for Ultraviolet, Nebula, and Frazzled, but I'm saving them for a look coming up. I am definitely going to use them. I think I'm going to use Frazzled tomorrow, in fact. But yeah, Nebula I have plans for. That beautiful, sparkly, glittery shade. Oh, I've got plans for her. Some standout shades from the palette is definitely Mercury. I don't like blue eyeshadow, but there's something about this blue eyeshadow that just sucks me in. In some angles, it looks purple. Some angles, it's teal. Like, it has a beautiful purple to teal shift in there with like a black dark base. It is really unique, really pretty. And as you shift it around on the eye, you can see it shift from a purpley cobalt all the way to a teal. It is hands down one of my favorite colors in this palette, and I am incredibly surprised by that. I think Nebula next is really pretty. Gold Glitch is really cool. I love the shift in it. I think it's a complex, pretty eyeshadow. I paired it with Supernova and created a really soft Valentine's Day look, and love the two together. Supermoon is really cool. Like, it has such a unique shift in it, and iridescence that's almost holographic, but the camera just doesn't do it justice. It's like unicorn skin in an eyeshadow palette. I think the most lackluster shade might just be Ultraviolet. I don't know why. It's just a purple. However, it fits in this palette. It has its place here. It's not just thrown in thoughtlessly. It belongs. I really like Vortex. I think that's such a pretty deepening up shade, which is what I have on my outer corners today. That's another thing I really appreciate about this palette are these corally peach shades, because they really are cohesive with the cool tones and balance them out, so your looks have some kind of a grounded warmth to them, so they're not so washed out and pale, and because sometimes cool tone looks can really make you look sickly and it's just too much. It drains the life from your face. Trust me, I know. I don't do cool tone that often because it does that to me. Even though I would traditionally be considered a cool undertone. I feel like when I would go too cool undertone, it just makes you look kind of sick. However, this having those warm shades mixed in, they just kind of take the edge off and just bring in just this nice hint of warmth. And it also makes this palette way more universal and functional for a multitude of skin tones, undertones, coloring, hair color, eye combinations, you name it. I think everyone can get use out of this palette in some way. The quality is hands down the standard for Huda. It's always pretty damn good quality. I think I've only complained about like one of her palettes, and that was just like one shade in it, and it was the neon green palette. I feel like that one was a kind of a letdown. However, I think this one is definitely on par Desert Dusk, if not better. Actually, it might be better. Is it worth almost $70? When I bought it, I didn't realize it was $67. I think it's $65. I don't know why that few dollar difference sways my opinion, but if I had realized it was gonna be $70 with tax and everything, I'd been like, maybe not. Maybe I'll just get another one of the minis. I had a gift card, so I went and bought it. I don't regret it. I love it. I've used it almost every day since I got it, because you can create a nice soft daytime look that you can just run out the door with, or you can amp it up and really create something glam. You can do something really futuristic and cyberpunk looking like I did with the digital ice look, or something like today that's more of a traditional, almost could be a wedding makeup, definitely a prom makeup or a date night look, depending on what lip you want to pair with it. I think the only shade in it that I'm just kind of not into is Haze. I do not like teal soft seafoam minty greens by any means, and I will probably never put that on my eyes. But one dud out of a 18 shade palette, and I've used, or at least intend on using, every other shade in here is a good deal to me. And yeah, if you're a fan of Huda and you really like this color scheme, I would say definitely go swatch it, go touch it, go look at it in person, because on camera and pictures and stuff, it doesn't do it justice. It's definitely one you need to see in person. You need to touch the formulas. Keep in mind about using a sponge tip applicator or your fingers or a glitter primer, because they are not the most user-friendly shimmers, despite what she says on the description. They are more user-friendly than her previous versions of shimmers. On a whole, I would definitely actually totally recommend this palette. Yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think of this palette, because I am pretty well in love with it right now. And I love this color scheme. I think it's different. I haven't quite seen anything like these shades on the market until this came out, and I have seen a few that are kind of replicating it since, and we're going in kind of a futuristic digital age kind of vibes with trends right now, and I am here for it. I love that kind of thing. So I'm happy to see more futuristic outer space themed palettes, of course. Just let me know in the comments below how you feel about this palette, how you feel about the new trends in beauty as far as going into this very futuristic place. Like I said, I am totally here for it. In my opinion, for me, this palette is a win. Definitely go check it out in person if you're interested, because it's definitely something that is worth looking at and seeing with your own eyeballs and touching with your fingers. It's a very tactile palette. That's my thoughts on the Huda Beauty Retrograde palette. Like I said, let me know in the comments how you feel about it and any other palettes you'd like to see me review. DM me, let me know in the comments. Whatever, I am always open to suggestions. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Stay spooky. Bye now.